Hey guys, it's Karma here doing my weekly recap and thoughts for Greek Season 3, Episode 4 called Big Littles and Jumbo Shrimp. So the episode is about a lot of different things, one of which is Ashley's boyfriend Fisher, the hasher at ZBZ, is being accused of stealing from like the pantry. Ashley has to go talk to his references because Rebecca and Casey think he's the one who's stealing and why the pantry's empty. And they find out that things started missing at the other sorority house he used to work at, but she refuses to believe it. And Rebecca and Casey think it's because she has a crush on Fisher. So they get her drunk because that's the only way she'll tell the truth. And she basically lets the cat out of the bag that she is with Fisher. And they like stake out, and then they find out that Fisher's roommate was the one stealing, not him. But Ashley still has to keep her relationship with him a secret because she is technically his employer. So Rebecca and Casey know, but they're gonna keep it a secret. Rusty, it's time for Capitao. It's time for little brothers to pick their big brothers, like how Cappy is Rusty's big brother. Rusty wants, Andy wants Rusty to be his big brother, and everyone's like, oh, what a great idea, you know, he's the one who really pushed for Andy to get in Capitao, but Rusty is still reluctant because he kissed the girl that Rusty has a crush on, but he becomes his big brother, and then they end up playing beer pong, and we all know how good Rusty is, and he gets Andy drunk the night before his big football practice, and which is kind of messed up, and even Rusty says, I kind of pushed it too far, but you know, I don't know how I can be a big brother to him. He's talking to Cappy. He says, I don't know how I can be a big brother to him when I like this girl and he took her. Cappy says it's her responsibility. He kind of gives him a lecture and says, this is what you got to do. Rusty, you're his big brother now. And Rusty wakes him up the next day, gets him to football practice, and Cappy comes out with like a blanket and pajamas. And then they end up going, Cappy and Rusty go to have breakfast, and they have like a fun bonding moment as big brother and little brother. I love Cappy and Rusty, so that was cute. Also, Evan's brother comes in from wherever he's at, and this is the brother who's the black sheep of the family who forsaked the money and decided to go out and be like a hippie. He comes into town, and Evan just really needs to talk to him about what's been going on with Franny and how he does not sure if he wants the money anymore. They're all at Dobler's, and Cappy comes by. And Cappy and Evan's brother are like, yeah, well, this is so great. We all used to be friends. Don't tell me that you and Evan aren't friends anymore. And then it's kind of weird. And he's like, well, let's all get beer. And Cappy's like, Evan, is it okay if I sit with you guys? And they're like, yeah. And they actually spent like, what was it, like 2 hours together without wanting to punch each other in the face, is what Evan said. And Evan's brother just really isn't helping him, and he actually needs 50 G's. That's pretty much why he came. He needs money. And the next day, Evan runs into Cappy, and he's like, you know, I expected my brother to be different, and blah, blah, blah. And it's still kind of, you know, they're not friends. We all know this, Cappy and Evan. But it was a tolerable moment between the two, and he says you need to lower your expectations for your brother. That way you don't, you know, get sad when stuff like this happens. If you don't have any expectations, you can't get hurt. And so it was kind of a cool thing. I wish Cappy and Evan were friends, but what are you going to do? And, so he ends up leaving, and he gives him the check, and Evan is where he was. He goes to Franny and basically says, you're just like my brother. You want money for rent or utilities or whatever it was. So he gives her the check, and he kind of like walks out on her, and then Evan drives away with the girl he's been seeing, and Franny sees him. That was a good episode. I like that Ashley finally has a guy in her life. I forgot to talk about it last week. So I like Fisher. I'm all for Ashley having a guy. And Cappy and Evan having screen time together was like, whoa, like, how does that even happen? Like, they're never together. And Rusty finally getting over Andy and being his big brother is cool. And I love Rusty and Cappy. They're so cute together. He's like, let's go get pumpkin pancakes. I know they're your favorite, Rusty. So that was cute. I liked it. It was a good episode, and the season is getting off to a good start. So I'm excited about it. And that's it. So I will see you guys next week for Greek.